Move out of the way.
When there's a vehicle coming, I will move out the way of the vehicle.
Vehicle coming.
Yeah, it goes up left-hand side, doesn't it?
Move out of the way now.
I told you where the boundary is.
Come on, then.
Don't act like...
This episode is brought to us by Power to the Proletariat. Be sure to check the link below and subscribe to his channel and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Auditor Proletariat brings us one of the boldest audits yet. Right outside Peterborough Police Station, what starts as peaceful filming quickly turns into chaos when two sergeants storm out, trying to intimidate and remove him from the area, even though there's no clear signage showing it's private. But Proletariat doesn't back down. Calm, confident, and legally sharp.
Pardon? Where the boundary line is. We don't mind you filming, but you need to be off.
Who are you guys? Sergeant.
Come on.
Okay.
Then walk then.
There was no need to get physical. I'm walking away. You can stop touching me now, because I'm walking away. You can stop touching me now.
Sergeant
1096.
That's me.
I am walking away, and you're still touching me.
You're not walking away, though.
I am. Am I not walking? How's that not walking away?
Turn and face that way.
You're a fucking dickhead, mate. That's what you are. F off. Tell me not to swear. I can swear over you if I want to. There's no need to push me like that.
We've told you where the boundary is.
Yeah?
Get out.
And I'm walking back. Why the f are you pushing me like that for? You absolute bellend.
Because of your attitude.
You're a
So
bellend.
move over there.
You're a bellend.
Get off the
Move
ramp.
over there, please.
You're a bellend.
For emergency vehicles, get off the ramp.
There's no yellow box here saying I can't block it. You're a bellend.
Move out the way.
I'm quite capable of moving out the way of vehicles by myself.
Move out the way.
When there's a vehicle coming, I will move out the way of the vehicle.
Vehicle coming. Move.
Yeah, it goes up left-hand side, doesn't
Move
it?
out of the way now.
I told you where the boundary is.
Come on, then.
Don't act like a knob.
You're the one pushing me.
Yes.
I know I'm on the pavement, and I'm on here now, and you still pushed me. You still pushed me.
Right, don't come on.
You're a bellend.
Okay.
Before even saying who he was, he grabbed Proletariat and started pushing him like he was a criminal, ignoring the rules that say officers should try talking and staying calm before using force. When Proletariat calmly said he was walking away, that should have ended the situation. But the sergeant kept pushing him, breaking both the law and professional rules. When Proletariat, frustrated, swore in shock, the sergeant said, "Don't act like a knob." A sergeant should set the example, not behave worse. His job was to calm things down, introduce himself, and treat people with respect. Instead, he showed everyone what abusing authority looks like. A man using his badge to bully others.
Who's your inspector? What's your collar number there?
1096.
Yours?
1995.
1995. I'm trying to read your collar number. You're a bellend, both of you. Sergeant's my ass. You wait till your inspector gets hold of this. Dickhead. Is there an inspector on duty at the station today?
There'll be many inspectors inside.
Yeah. Well, I've just what I believe to be assaulted by two sergeants. So if you can get an inspector out, I'd love to report that to them. I'm happy to show them the footage. There was nothing saying that it's private property, no unauthorised access or anything like that. You know.
Of course, do you want? I'll talk plainly.
Yeah.
I won't
That's cool.
around. Okay. There are different people who audit and things like that.
Sure.
Sometimes people try and push buttons out, so I'll just speak plainly.
Yeah, that's cool. No worries.
I get there's nothing there. Yeah, we've just got a simple barrier. There's no fencing there. I appreciate that. And let you know at the moment now, this is private property. I'm sure you can appreciate we do have to keep areas secure, and secure as can be. It's not very secure without a fence there, but that's
well, exactly. I mean, there's a big old footpath coming out from the grass verge there.
In fairness, I'd say you probably do know this is private property because it is a police station. Okay?
I mean, everything in the UK is private property, though, really, isn't it?
That plainclothes officer's reasoning doesn't make legal sense. Just because a place looks like it belongs to the police doesn't automatically make it private. If there's no fence, barrier, or sign saying no entry, the law treats it as a space the public can use. People have the right to be there until it's clearly restricted. Being outside a police station doesn't change that. The officer claiming it's private just because it's a police station shows he doesn't understand public accountability. Police property isn't off limits. It's funded by taxpayers and open to the public at certain points. Without signs or barriers, Proletariat had every right to stand there and film.
I'm not a civil lawyer and all that, so I'm not going to get that. I can't really have you around here, if don't mind, okay? It's nothing because there's not hiding anything, but ultimately it's a working yard. There are vehicles that will fly out here responding to immediate
Sure. As soon as I hear blue light sirens, I'll be out of the way.
Yeah,
no,
but I can't have you here anyway because it is a secure area.
In the meantime, I'm waiting at the moment. I'm going to get every single vehicle, private, personal, whatever it is, coming in and out. It's going to be included on my footage.
But then if you could do that, could you do that from outside the private property?
I mean, to be fair, the sergeants actually said I was fine there. That's where they physically pushed me to. And even when I was on there, they continued to push me.
If you come, I'll show you. As far as I know, and again,
so the sergeants actually said that this sign here was the demarcation of the property, which clearly it's not, because it just says pedestrians use front entrance, that's exit.
Yeah, no, that'll obviously be for notifying people who want to come speak to us where to go. Yeah,
exactly. Right? So there's no demarcation. That's not demarcation of your boundary.
What I was going to say is normally I use the tree line. Okay, there is no physical line. There is no it's that imaginary line. There is going to be a line somewhere which denotes the property boundary. If the sergeant has said it here, I'm not going to argue. I'd naturally say I think the tree line forms a kind of a natural barrier.
Looking at the sign shows how wrong the sergeant was from the start. It doesn't say no public access or restricted area. It just tells pedestrians to use the front entrance. That's guidance, not a legal rule. The sergeant acted like it was a no entry order, but the sign doesn't take away the public's right to be there. This proves proletariat was standing in a space open to the public, and the sergeant had no legal right to push him or use force. If the police want an area off limits, the signs must clearly say so and be supported by law.
Then fine, really. If the sergeant says that, I'm not going to argue.
But then the sergeant also saw me stood there on the very corner of the thing and said nothing either about me being there. He was literally watching me from the window for a good 5 minutes.
Do you know the sergeant's name?
1096 and 1995 were their collar numbers.
Were they a response sergeant?
They came out of that building up there, whatever it is up there.
If you don't mind, if you just stay here with my colleague, I'm going to go and speak to the sergeant there and make sure that that's correct, that he's told me where to, he's told you to stand. Yeah. Because, like I say, I normally use the tree line because it kind of makes a natural barrier. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I understand that it does create a sort of natural barrier, but unless you have these to show me where the boundary is, and there's nothing to stop me accessing, there's nothing to say where your property starts and where it ends. No, so there's nowhere for you to realistically say, this is our property. You can't be stand here. You can only stand here.
But let's try and work together and be reasonable. Because
at the end of the day, you are being reasonable, and I do appreciate that. But because of the behaviour of your sergeant, I'm not going to be reasonable with you.
The comment about the tree line as a barrier perfectly shows the delusion here, imaginary boundaries being enforced with real authority. The plainclothes officer was basically making up a rule on the spot, trying to turn landscaping into law. Trees or curbs mean nothing legally unless there are clear signs, fences, or markings showing private property. Without that, the public still has the right to be there. If you can't clearly show the edge of your property, you can't claim someone is trespassing. It's that simple. This moment showed the difference between facts and guesswork. Proletariat followed the facts. The officer followed a tree line. It's embarrassing.
And I'm not saying I'm going to be rude to you, but in terms of negotiating where I can and cannot stand, I'm not going to negotiate that with you based on their behaviour.
I understand
not
that.
on yours, and I want you to understand that.
So I'm upfront and clear with you, just so I am fair with you, okay? I'm going to go and clarify that, all right? And if they've said, wherever, I will have to enforce a level of, like, if we say this is where the barrier is, I'll have to ask you to stand on the other side of that.
Okay, and if you force me to move physically to a place, I will check where your boundary is with the local council, and if you have moved me to a place that you have no right to move me physically, you will be liable for reprimand under that. I will be filing. They're already getting complaints of it, IOPC. And until you're 100% sure where your boundary is, regardless of what your sergeant says, because unless they can prove where your boundary is, you can't move somebody physically.
And
you can't.
I'm trying to be reasonable, okay? So they might know.
Just let my colleague double check and we'll come back.
I totally get your point, all right? And that's why I'm going to go and do everything I can and try and check with them, okay? I get what you're saying there, and like I say, all I'm asking is to try and be reasonable, meet each other.
And again, I'm saying it's not because of you, because you have been reasonable, but because of them, I'm not negotiating.
Just bear with me, all right? Okay.
I don't negotiate with assholes.
The plainclothes officer openly admits he doesn't actually know where the property line is, yet he's already ready to force proletariat back once his sergeant gives the go-ahead. That's not policing, it's making it up as you go. You can't enforce a rule that doesn't exist. If the land really was private, the boundaries would already be mapped, signed, and legally documented. Proletariat was right. It's not about what the officers think, it's about what can be proven. The council, not the police, decides property lines and public access. If the officers can't show a legal map, sign, or order, then it's public land. End of story.
Yeah, the sergeant has said that he's told you, and he is saying, like, so the grass verge, not onto the road, please, and no further past this blue sign. Is that okay?
Maybe.
Okay, on that then, right, I hear you saying maybe. At the moment, I'll leave you here, all right? Please don't do that, all right? Got no problem with you filming in public, saying that's public, okay? Got to understand that's a working yard. There's also sensitive information. There's people here, whether victims or suspects, that we can't have you going and seeing. Normal as a member of the public, that is private, okay? Please stay here, okay. All right?
I mean, again, for you to raise with your higher-ups, I would strongly suggest you get a more physical barrier, fencing.
I 100% agree, but then the police, what are they keeping out? They're putting fences up, and that's at the lovely taxpayers' expense.
No, I agree with fences being around these places.
But that's the truth of it. No, to be fair, I think it should, because then it denotes it, all right? But I'm now telling you, mate, so that's pretty clear. The sergeants also echoed that, so you know, yeah? So you're saying maybe, but then if you then go past that maybe, that's you willfully then...
Trespassing.
I get that you've had issues with them, okay? But then that's for your complaint, mate.
If the police really want to keep the public out, they should put up a clear physical barrier. That's how every other organization marks private land. It's practical, legal, and removes any confusion. The officer even agrees at first, showing proletariat is right, but then dodges responsibility by saying, then people will ask, what are the police keeping out? That's not a reason, it's an excuse. This shows they want it both ways, the power of private property without actually marking it. They'd rather rely on confusion to control access than take the simple step of putting up proper signs or fences.
Do me a favour, yeah? Because we were going off to do something again.
As I was saying to your colleague,
stop and engage in challenges.
As I was saying to your colleague, you're actually other than the sergeants, because I went to where those vehicles are over there. You're actually the first people that have actually stopped and engaged with me, and I've been stood here nearly an hour.
Then that's bad officers, because they should, okay? But look, we're busy, we're human, we make mistakes, okay? Just like everyone else. Please don't do that. But
that's like I said, a surgeon accidentally killing somebody, say, people make mistakes, we're human. There's that room for error
but
is not...
This is a conversation about someone standing on a road or a grass barrier, not me doing heart surgery. Okay?
Yeah, but the room for error isn't there in the police.
We should make errors and we should learn from our mistakes. As should everyone, okay? But that's just the way it is. Please don't willfully do that. If they do, then they might have to look at... I don't know anything.
There's nothing they can get me. It's a civil issue, isn't it?
Because okay, well, number one, okay, I'll just say this: wasting police time. So
I'm not wasting your time. I'm not forcing you to stop.
Hang on. Let me just say it, and then I'm going to go. All right.
When the officer accused proletariat of wasting police time, it showed he had no legal reason to act, so he resorted to bluffing. Wasting police time is a crime under Section 5(2) of the Criminal Law Act 1967. But it only applies to false reports or deliberately misleading the police, not someone quietly filming in public. Proletariat didn't call them, didn't make a report, and didn't interfere with any investigation. The officers chose to get involved, so any waste of time was entirely on them. If officers involve themselves where no law is being broken, that's their responsibility, not the public's.
This is for your benefit, because I don't want to see you get arrested, and I think it probably even that then further would be a waste of our time, but we will have to take an action, all right, by doing something that causes an officer to then kind of go out of the way and waste their time doing it, and would have to engage with you and say, mate, don't stand here and have another 5, 10 minute, 15 conversation with you. That's them wasting our time, okay? So there it is, it's ticking those boxes. I don't think it would come to that, but it's just something we might have to do. Please just be reasonable, film the cars, whatever, alright? Just stay where you are, yeah? Please?
Maybe.
I'll leave it at that. Dude, just don't. Just be sensible.
Maybe. Can't stop with them making... Not saying.
Why?
Because I don't give it out.
Why? I'm the public, I want to watch it.
You'll find it.
I want to like and subscribe.
You'll find it.
I won't try that hard.
As the officers finally went back to their vehicles, the scene said it all. Proletariat was still standing where he started, calm, composed, and unshaken. What began as an attempt to remove a man with a camera ended with one simple truth. They never had the authority they thought they did. This encounter shows what happens when unchecked power meets calm, informed resistance. From the start, the sergeants acted with force, not reason or professionalism. They didn't pause to assess the situation or even identify themselves before getting physical. Yet proletariat stayed composed despite being pushed, insulted, and talked down to. The turning point came when he asked for proof. Where's the boundary? Where's the law? Where's your authority? Suddenly, the officer's confidence crumbled. The plainclothes officer stumbled, the sergeants disappeared, and their whole we know best act fell apart. That's the power of lawful resistance. It doesn't need violence or shouting, just knowledge and composure. By the end, proletariat hadn't just stood his ground. He exposed their ignorance and dismantled their approach to public accountability. The officers walked away embarrassed, their authority undone. It was a quiet victory, but a strong one. A reminder that the best way to protect your rights is to know them better than those who try to take them from you.